So. Good.
There you have it.
All right, good. All right. All right, everybody, team breath. Now I'm gonna read from my script from this, which is the way it really keeps me going here. The sounding process for me was inspired over the years just simply by trying to make sure that all the voices could be heard. And I could probably figure out when I started using this, but I certainly can't right now. But essentially, what has evolved is a process in which each person gets to speak one time. No one speaks twice until we're done. I'm going in a moment, but not yet. I found out where that came from, by the way. I'm going to read my script, and it's pretty consistent. This one's the script I use for NCCPS. I wrote this particular one in 2013. So I shouldn't need to change it. Let's hope I don't regret that. But the really neat thing about this is that this is a process in which we each get to just simply reflect on the conference. I'm not going to give you any assignment. There's no questions to answer. It's simply you saying, this is what this experience was for me. When you do this, try to limit your comments to, at most a couple of paragraphs. A page gets to be quite a bit for people to listen to. And the reason I put a limit on there at NCCPS, we usually have 150 to 200 people in the in-person conference. When we get to the debrief, to the final sounding, it's usually about somewhere around 100 people sitting in a couple of concentric circles. And it's fascinating. In that process of about 100 people, it takes 2 to 2.5 hours of silence and listening to one person speak at a time. And during the process, some people will get up and they'll say their thing and then they head for the airport and stuff like that. So it's a fascinating process. It requires certainly patience. But I think for me, what it speaks to is that we have formed a community, however temporary, and however we choose to stay in touch after this. For these last 3 days, we've been a community. And part of a community is learning to really listen to each other, to sit patient and hear another person's voice for a period of time. So I think that's the really good thing. The sounding has an end, and there's a way that I will tell you how it's going to end. So I'm about to do my briefing. Once we begin the sounding, you may not speak until the process is over. You may speak one time until the process is over. And once it's over, then we go into the post-game after party, which is always fun. So, all right, you ready? Team breath. And if you would, please take 2 more breaths on your own. All right, thank you. Here we go. We're going to conduct a process that in a larger venue takes at least 2 hours. With our number, it won't take that long. It takes as long as it takes. I am the guide, the moderator, the facilitator. I would like to speak as little as possible during this process. The process has structure and rules. Bathroom, drinking, food, okay. So if you need to get up and run to the restroom, take care of yourself. You can do that. If during this process, someone falls asleep, please respect their choice. My experience is they always wake up. In this process, the law of choice rules in this process, you can only volunteer yourself. People will speak when they want to, and occasionally someone will choose not to share during the sounding. I'm not going to keep track at all. It's not the way we do this. And then the law of safety is also engaged in it. There's nothing in this process that's worth any kind of an injury. So words can hurt. And I can't imagine that'll ever be a problem in this group. In the sounding, you may only speak one time. You must limit your voice to a minute or two. In this process, we have a little bit more time. Please speak clearly and loudly enough so that everyone can hear you. There will be no dialogue. Please do not answer anyone. You don't need to say, I'm going to, Sally already said what I'm thinking. That's not relevant. Say what's true for you. You don't have to refer to anyone else. Um, and then at moments there can be emotion. Please send your empathy in silence. We do not in this process take care of other people's emotions. We don't rush over to hold or hug or ask people how they're doing or what can we do. We don't ask for anything. We just count that they can take care of themselves. Tears are a choice for yourself, but not to be given to others. I'm not sure what that means now. It's an older briefing. I will ask if anyone shares. When you hear that invitation, please take that moment. I will wait in silence for longer than any of us might be comfortable. I will sit silently and not say a word, waiting for the next person to speak. The prompt that I will say is, would anyone like to share? When you hear that prompt, please take the silence, take advantage and jump in and share your thing. When I say, when anyone would like to share 3 times in a row and no one answers, the sounding is over. And I will at the end ask 3 times, regardless of whether I think everybody's gone or not. I'm going to stay with my ritual. When I ask 3 times and no one answers, we are finished. So the sounding then, the subject of the sounding is the experience we just had together, the things that we learned, the experience we had, the connections we made, what we might do with it, what we still need. It doesn't matter. This is an open-ended sounding with no script. You tell us what you would like to say to this gathering before we hit the after party. So team breath. Here we go. Would anyone like to share?
Then I'll go first.
Thank you.
And I will silently leave as it is 11:15 p.m. here in Germany, so slowly getting tired. So please no offenses. Yeah, so I'll go first. I'm very thankful and I'm very happy that I was able to join. Thank you to COVID that I was able to, or that this conference was virtual. And like I kind of said, I was here 10 years ago and kind of lost track of this whole facilitation world and was very happy to come back, these last 3 days, and noticed how excited I am about this topic and how I want to continue seeking opportunities in this field. And I just love all the heartful people in this room and in this conference. I even though I'm not completely in the world, I felt very comfortable, very welcomed. And I know some people will, I'm sure I'll stay in touch with. And I just wanted to say thank you. It was very exciting, and maybe we'll see each other next year.
Thank you, Carla. Would anyone like to share?
I'll share.
Thanks, Jenny.
Not sure that my thoughts are completely formulated, but they probably won't be. So I'm just feeling this overwhelming gratitude to be able to interact with the people in this community. And I, every time I'm around, people in this group, it just reminds me how to be so open and accepting of each other, and how we can work together, and we're not all the same, and we have different opinions about different things, but we still can be kind and gracious to each other. And the conference, I haven't been able to devote as much time to working in this area as I've wanted to. So the conference really helped me connect with what's really important, and, you know, get kind of down to the foundation that I can maybe rebuild from over the next few months. So yeah, grateful for all of you, the content, and the just managing the whole process, John and Tom, both of you. And I know, you know, other people, Ed and Vanessa and Al, and like all of you helping. It's really been phenomenal. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. Would anyone like to share?
I'll share. I'm reminded of two things this year at this conference. One, I'm always thankful of Tom, the process that you put out, especially when it's like the idea of, you know, like kind of be where you need to be and take care of yourself, and all the right people are there. And I had a personal situation come up yesterday, so I took a little bit of time off, and I was so thankful to Tom and John and Ed and all the other crew that, like, I knew there was a really strong group yesterday. So it was like permission to take care of myself. And I don't give myself that very often. So I'm going to get little tears saying that. And the other thing that was a bigger reflection this year, more so than last year, was just really feeling a strong sense of gratitude to my old ropes course days. I've been doing so much like corporate facilitation and online event planning, which I love. But if I hadn't had those roots in the ropes course, I wouldn't have met all of you, and I wouldn't have that appreciation for all the experiential learning stuff that we have in our toolbox that is so special. And so I was just reminded of that recently. So thank you for that. And thanks to everybody, for all of you that are here and all the people that are still here in spirit that are not on the camera. It's always so great to reconnect with this group of people. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Vanessa. All right. Would anyone like to share?
I'd like to share.
Sure.
I find that NCCPS has been a conference that I wanted to go to for many years. And it always occurred right at the time when I had a recurring client that I've worked with for a very long time. And it wasn't until COVID happened that that program went away. And so I was able to participate in NCCPS last year. And Vanessa, you and Kima welcomed me in and helped give me a little lay of the land and how to engage, participate here. And I've just been so struck this time again about how ready and willing and open people who share about their tools, their perspectives. I mean, it happens at a lot of conferences, but here it's so freely given and openly. And I experienced that from you, Tom, and from you, John, and from you, Mark. And I was in sessions of each of yours, and I appreciate all of that. And I feel like everybody here, we're a small, intimate group, but there's something, Carla, I so enjoyed connecting with you and playing in the improv games. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate that so much. And, Katie and Al and Lee, I feel like you all hold this together. That was my experience last year, and I experienced it again here. Even when you're not using your words and your voice, that's how I receive it. And Ed, thank you so much. You just opened my eyes to something I had never experienced before in that spatial space, and would like to explore that some more with you in the future. And then there were just smiles that I saw here just a few moments ago when we started this off. And Janny, you were doing that, and Cindy as well. There were just like smiles that made you feel like, yes, this is what I love to be connected to. And Jennifer, you had so many like new questions that helped, us all articulate and understand why we do some of the things we do and why and how we do it. Anyways, I could say more about everybody here, but that was just some of my experiences along the way that made me want to continue and be here the entire time. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaw. And my apology for the interruption. The plumber needed me. So who would like to share?
Go ahead.
Thanks, Ed.
One of the things that just came to my mind is that I'm not very connected to anything that's homecoming related. I just kind of throw those announcements away for high school and college and masters and that, because I never really felt connected. And I was thinking about this morning, the last time I was here, and it was at the 20th for the formal. I think that was the 20th. And just with that memory, it's like, and looking around, it's like, yeah, this is homecoming for me. This is the one place I get to go that no matter who's here, it always is the right people. And it's always powerful. And I appreciate the space that's not just created, but also just everything is just so organic. Everyone is always just willing to go wherever a conversation needs to go. And proving that again last night of practically being told, yeah, turn the lights off when you leave, from conversations continuing to go. So I just appreciate all of you here. And as was mentioned, those that are also here in spirit. And I appreciate a place to come home. Thanks.
Tom, you were on mute.
Thanks. Thank you, Ed. Would anyone like to share?
I'll go. Thanks everyone for showing up to these 3 days and being your awesome, genuine selves. It's been an honor and a privilege to learn with you and from you and about you. Tom, I'm so glad you chose to do this again this year, virtual, in person. I'm just glad that it happened. It feels like my year doesn't really start until NCCPS, which I think some people would say, wow, like you're kind of slow, but I'm just intentional. That's what I choose to say. So yeah, this always feels like a great way to kick off the start of my year. And like Ed said, this is a homecoming for sure. So thank you all. I'll be excited to see you next year, hopefully in person, and say a hi, what's up, you rock.
Thanks, Lee. Would anyone like to share? Go ahead and unmute then. Oh, Jennifer, yeah.
Being as it is my first year attending this conference and it being virtual, I really didn't have any expectations, didn't know what to expect. But I have found a fascinating group of people from such diverse backgrounds that I have learned from each and every single one of you. Some of you have jumped into deep conversations with, others I've just sat and listened to your words of wisdom come across the screen. And I'm mesmerized by the amount of wisdom and knowledge and experience that you all bring to the table and so willingly share. And I'm gobbling it all up. And so I want to thank you for opening your arms and, and accepting me as a newbie, jumping careers here, kind of late in the game to learn about this process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jennifer. Would anyone like to share? Ashar?
I'm sorry, I didn't get in on the beginning of this. I love being here, even if it only can be a fit and a spurt here and there. And this is a great, amazing group of people. I'm so grateful to be included in this tribe, and I cannot wait to see you all in person again. I love that we're doing the virtual and that we have the recorded sessions. That's way cool. I'm really glad you're going to continue that. Hopefully that will be true when we meet in person again. But I miss you all in person so much. So I just wish I could express the depth of my gratitude for this group and the people who are involved in this industry. I'm not in a profession where I'm a part of the industry, but I respect you all greatly, and the world needs more people like us, and I'm going to include myself in that. So thank you. I've been thinking a lot. I looked it up and it's too long to go into here, but there's a quote that's attributed to Mother Teresa, but I think someone else may have written it or written a version of it as well. But the short version is, no matter how challenging or how weird things get, do good things anyway. And that's what I want to leave you all with. So thank you.
Thank you, Shar. Would anyone like to share? And I think with this size group, if you're ready, just click your mic and you can begin. John, you ready?
Yeah, I thought I'd share something from years ago.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Such a part of you, dreams alive. They are so much a part of you. Keep your dreams alive until your dreams come true. No one said it would be easy reaching for the stars, 'cause gravity is a hurdle, it's not a gate with iron bars. And the same wind that could snap your mast can also fill your sails. It's a wise man who learns a lesson every time he fails. Keep your dreams alive, they are so much a part of you. Keep your dreams alive until your dreams come true. Columbus said the world was round, that he had to know that if on a journey to St. John's, off the map he'd go. And we like to talk about how Peter sank into the sea, but he walked on the water for a step or two or three. So keep your dreams alive, they are so much a part of you. Keep your dreams alive until your dreams come true. We've all been created in God's image, can't you see? Made to become like Him, who knows no boundary. He knows no boundary. Wonder how much time we've wasted staring at the clock down beside the water, waiting for our ships to dock. And too much has been made of luck, it's not that big a deal. Success is not a ladder, just like fortune ain't no wheel. You know that fortune ain't a wheel. So keep your dreams alive, they are so much a part of you. Keep your dreams alive until your dreams come true. Keep your dreams alive, they are so much a part of you. Keep your dreams alive until your dreams come true. Words and music by Rob Mel.
Thank you, John. What year was that?
I have no idea. It was probably the first year that I couldn't make the conference. And I got people saying we missed the song. So
That's cool.
Do you have that posted on YouTube somewhere?
yeah, I'll put the link in. And the bonus thing is you get my dog helping out.
Well, thank you. Thank you, John. Who would like to share?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how to follow that, but I wanted to thank everyone for an amazing conference. I was privileged to be part of some great discussions. I can't wait to check out the ones that I missed, and hopefully I'll make it up to Colorado sometime to be there in person.
Thanks, Katie. Would anyone like to share?
I'll go, Tom.
Hi, Cindy.
Hello. I think I've been coming this year to this conference since 1998. That's the earliest T-shirt I have, when we used to have T-shirts. And I've been through a whole gamut of where I was professionally with students, mainly the last few years, not so much. And every year that I come, I get something that I never anticipated getting from the conference. I come with, well, I really need this and this, and then I come out with these other things. So that was the same this year, and I'm glad it was virtual and that we could attend. And I am very much looking forward to being in person next year. I'm kind of like everybody else. This has been a great opportunity, and I miss the people. So thank you guys for coming, and thank you, John and Tom, for putting this on. And you're getting better at it every year, John. It's looking good. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Whit. Would anyone like to share? Mark?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed spending the last couple of days with everyone, and it is a little intimidating since some of you have known each other for a very, very long time, and kind of being on the outside, but everyone was very welcoming, and so I'm thankful for that. And honestly, I'm just thankful to be able to do things like this. It's a bit scary right now being starting your own business and being on your own after being a part of a large organization for a long time. So yeah, I appreciate folks that are willing to help and share, and yeah, so I've just enjoyed this. So thank you all.
Cool. Thank you, Mark. I think we're down to me at this point. I'd like to thank you all for coming. And I started out the conference by basically saying that, it's a small conference, even in person. The rule of 150 from the tipping point is probably a better descriptor of this conference than anything else. And virtual, as I've learned, is a fraction the size of an in-person conference. And I'm actually okay with that. I did learn a long time ago that it doesn't matter how many people are together. What matters is the quality of that experience. And if you think about a 1 day or a 3-day workshop or whatever, when we have a really deep connection, it's always a smaller group. It might, 10 to 20 people is a pretty cool time and pretty cool way to really get to know people a lot better and to really share with each other. So I really believe in that. I sincerely hope that, with the workshops that we had and stuff, that you got something that was really valuable. And I think one of the things that we really focus on here is sometimes the lobby is the most valuable place that we can get stuff. So it's really good. I do want to say that all the right people were here. John, the total enrollment was probably 40 something. Oh, you're muted.
42 or 43.
Okay.
And we averaged about, like, most of the time, there's about 25 people in somewhere.
Good.
So people move in and out, and we found that that's just the way that virtual is.
Yep. Come and go, that people are exactly where they need to be. I will tell you a quick funny story before I close. All the right people here is something I learned from my mentor, a guy named Ward Flynn, who taught me this process initially in 1994. And if anybody in the industry knows a guy named Jim Grout, he's one of the founders of High Five. Jim comes up to me one day and he's kind of chuckling, and he'd never been to this, but he said, "Say, Tom," he said, "I hear your motto, all the right people are here." He says, "Well, what happens if somebody's not there?" He kind of chuckles. He says, "Are they the wrong people?" And I kind of looked back and kind of thought for a minute, and I turned to Jim and I said, "Well, Jim, I guess then they're exactly where they need to be." And he goes, "Oh, okay," kind of chuckles and stuff. So if you know Jim, you could probably hear him chuckling. So the whole piece of, be where you need to be without apology is kind of evolved out of that whole interaction. But I think that people should go to what they can and what they have time for and what they want to. And I think that we should always be okay with just saying, that there's one person here, or we're the people here, and everybody's someplace else, and then we didn't miss anything. The more compact and more connected the group is, the more we learn from each other. And next time we're together, we'll learn from a different set of people. And of course, there's the people who we can't scare away no matter what we do. So that's always good too. So I just really thank you all. This was, in my opinion, this was a fabulous success of an experience. And I'm already thinking about next year, and I'm thinking now that there might have to be a prom. The alumni returning ball, a homecoming is the word they use. I think next year the theme might be homecoming, as we come back together, as well as combine our friends that virtually in faraway spaces. So I think for the final sounding, John, I think we have a camera on the first people doing the final sounding. And then the people at home who do the sounding, we project them on the screen. We'll see their face pinned.
We got a way to do that. So
we can do this. This will be awesome. So, all right.
I want to encourage everybody to one last visit to the mural. There's some great stuff in the mural, so keep that link. I would love for you guys, though, as that great philosopher Scooby-Doo says, you don't learn from the experience, you learn from the reflection on experience. There's a reflection wall for you there. That is, if there's more that you want to say, there's something else, put it in there. And it's a great way to communicate with anybody who comes back there. So thank you all. And yeah.
Jenny?
I don't think we got to hear from Al in the sounding, and I don't know if she wants to talk, but I think we missed her because she's sharing that square with Lee.
That's right. Right. Yeah. Al, would you like to share?
Sure. Thanks, Danny, for being my advocate. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jenny.
I guess I just want to say thank you. My batteries are so full, and it's so nice to be with joyous people who really get what we do and love what we do on not just like a cerebral level, but a heart level. So thank you all for being part of the tribe and being with us. And then the only other final thought I have is happy birthday, Lee.
Is that today?
Tomorrow. Today is my mom's birthday, but I was her greatest birthday present. So her words, not mine.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We'll sing during the after party.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
And we can just stay here. We don't have to go to the lobby. You know what? We will teleport to the lobby. Boom. We're in the lobby right now.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Janny, thanks for helping to include Al. I greatly appreciate. I love when I get help. It's very good. And Al, I'm sorry, and I'm glad you got to sound there. So I don't ever experience you as being at a loss for words or not saying when you talk and when you want to. So it's good. That's a positive attribute in my eyes. So the sounding is over. The conference is concluded. Time for the after party. Unmute and make noise.
Nice.
Oh, is that the tequila? Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That's serious after
Hey.
party over there.
If you have a Trader Joe's,
Oh,
these
yeah.
things are 99 cents and they mix really well with lots of different things. So just a word.
You mean like apple juice and things like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives
I
that
thought, yeah.
fizziness to the apple juice.
There you go.
John, do you want to turn off the recording?
Oh yeah. I'll let it